morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back, everybody, to Loving It on Keto. I'm Wendy. Harry is the cameraman and our little chihuahua's name is Sally, and she comes on from time to time when she feels like it. Right now, she's long puppy downtime on the couch. You guys, I wanted to dress bright and colorful. I've got, these are Sokofi sandals on, my little Sokofis. Yes, I did. So I matched the colors in my shoes.
Yep, there they are.
With everything here.
You see the side view.
Oh. And they're Velcro, which is really nice. They're very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Crazy shoe time. Yes, indeed. Or crazy sandals. Harry bought me this rose for Christmas. He found out where my wish list was on Amazon, you guys. And he bought me that.
I bought a lot of this stuff that I liked, and then I found out it was on your wish list.
Which was weird.
Yeah. Like those blue earrings, those round ones I just got you?
Yep. The Milano glass ones. Yeah.
They were on your wish list too.
Anyway, you guys.
That was weird.
So I'm bright and colorful, but you guys, my eyeballs, for those of you who are new, I got IPL treatments, were intense pulse laser or light treatments. They go in and zap all of the any sun damage on your face, any liver spots, any acne if you have it. They use this high intensive light and they can zap little capillaries away if you have pityriasis rosacea or rosacea on your cheeks, where you get those ruddy red complexion from the little spider veins. And I had my chest done, I had my hands done, and I had my face done.
Yeah, it's really showing up today, big time.
This morning, you guys.
So I get a close-up or not?
I'm gonna let him get a close-up, and remember, my face is like huge on the big screen, but I am so puffed with water on my face and swollen today. It doesn't hurt. When you first have it done, it's very hot. It's very hot. And then you get red and blotchy, and then if the closer they get to like your face cheek line up in here, you potentially can get water in that area because it's being zapped, which pulls water and everything to the inflamed spot and adds collagen to the area and pushes that skin to grow new cells, and then the old cells slough off. You guys, we've been up for 2 hours and my eyes are just getting to where I can kind of open them. So Harry, okay.
Hold still.
Come on.
Hold still. We'll go all the way around your face, okay? Yeah, you can really see all the markings in
Well, not only that, but see how swollen really cool. I am right here.
Well, it's really cool because it shows you it's actually working.
It's swollen right here.
Yeah.
And then down here, can you see all the little red spots on my chest?
Yeah.
And then I should have some on my neck.
Oh yeah, you do. You have a couple.
Now my hands only had a couple spots to begin with, but I do have a couple on my hands. The problem is my eyelids are swollen. I used to get like that at the beach. If I would get a sunburn and then I tan overnight, my face would get puffed up around my eyes. My eyes are like sensitive, and you can see right in here that there was an age spot, and you can look and see the mark right in there. Can you see it?
Yeah. And
then same here. It's just little black spots.
Yeah.
Just little black spots.
Yep.
So I'm trying to open my eyes, folks. Besides that, and my back is totally frozen up today, so I'm walking around stiff. My eyes are swollen, but I did this to myself, and I'm happy about it. Okay,
yeah,
I'm happy about
feels good about
the
getting beat up.
Yeah. So Wendy, quit your whining, is what I'm saying. It is what it is. Yes, yeah. But I walk like a little old lady today, like a little turtle. See, this is me walking today.
Yep.
So I am so stoved up, and I have to be careful that it doesn't go into back spasms. So I'm taking naproxen. I'm being a good kid. Harry put arnica down here and gave me a nice massage. Thank you, Harry. We took turns. I massaged his leg where he had his hip replacement, and he massaged here with the arnica. And you guys, there was one container left on the shelf at Walgreens. One. Arnica cream, which I like arnica gel better because I don't like the creamy, the residue feel. The gel goes right in. And we're taking it internally too. But for today's elixir, I am doing double. Someone asked what size do I use. All of the ones that we have got in the coarse granules come with a teaspoon and a tablespoon scoop. And we'll have 2 or 3 drinks a day, which is like a tablespoon, but right now I'm making this with 2 because I really need it to help. And you guys, there are so many, if you read the comments with everybody that is on MSM Pure, and you can use this for your dogs too. I forgot about that, Harry, because yes.
It'll be good for.
It's good for her if they have, joint issues. I am putting my daily Keto Chow minerals. Dr. Ken Berry helped formulate this for the nutrition in here. The essential minerals in here. That's a teaspoon. Total daily dose is a tablespoon because we make a couple of these a day, you guys. It is hecka hot here in the desert. I'm going to put a little bit of magnesium, ionic magnesium chloride in here because my calves and the back of my knees are so tight. I'm only putting 10 drops in. And the reason for that is rearranging my mom's room to her liking, moving the bed, helping lift the pictures where she wanted them so the maintenance guy, and holding him there so he could mark and such yesterday. And then taking her wheelchair, big mistake, and trying to lift it into the car myself.
That's what did it to you.
4 times.
Yeah. Because the way that you're having to lift it is like a real bad pry on the back muscles in the lower back area.
I was in a freak horseback riding, I call it horseback riding accident, but it's an accident regarding one of my horses. I had a beautiful 2.5-year-old Arabian named Cat Baloo. And I was going to ride him, and our stable that we had, all of us and my mom, my dad, my sisters, we all had a whole row because all of our horses were there and we could ride any of the horses we wanted to. Well, I was breaking Baloo to saddle, and it's a metal top, and we put our rakes and shovels to muck the stall with, and there's a low bench there. So you get up, you grab the shovel, right, and you muck the stalls. Well, I had Baloo's halter in my hand and him, and I went to get on the bench to grab something, and that's the last thing I remember until I woke up in the hospital. Now, we were on the San Gabriel riverbed in Southern California, the stables were, and so there were houses on the other side, and somebody must have seen what happened and called 911 because evidently I hit the shovel end and the noise spooked my horse, and I had the lead wrapped around my arm, and Baloo took off at a dead gallop and threw me underneath him, and I was underneath him being drugged and kicked in the head. And at the end of our stall row was a huge riding arena made with telephone poles. Well, he turned, and I finally must have been unconscious enough, and I went head on into a telephone pole, and he stopped, and I was there, and my girlfriend who was going to ride her little Morgan, she came down and saw me, and they called 911. Anyway, I woke up after a coma of several days and found out what had happened, and it was a freak accident. I mean, it wasn't Baloo's fault. I scared him and then underneath him, but I got kicked in the head here. I had a horrible concussion. I fractured hairline fractured a vertebrae in my neck and damaged L5 and L6 disc in my back. So I'm not supposed to be pulling and pushing. And the older you get, the more stiff in the middle. My core is very, very stiff because I protected myself for so long. Between that and my bad hip and knee, I literally, the flexibility is not there. So for lifting, pulling, twisting that I have done, my back is inflamed. I mean, it is really inflamed. My hands are inflamed from holding those heavy pictures up in my mom's room so the guy could mark. She had quite a bit of pictures. So I got in trouble. Harry got in trouble. He said, okay, quit your whining. You did this to yourself. Well, he was being mean to me too.
Well, no, it's the truth, because now look, you could really screw yourself up.
I know I can, and you're not being mean to me. I'm just saying that, yes, I was, my stupidity.
You told me you weren't going to do that.
I know.
And you went there and did all
I
that.
know.
I was like, what?
So I have to be careful and guard myself going forward. And I can't, Wendy, stop your whining. So anyway, I'm off subject. Let's put some more stuff in here. We have Real-Lite Immunity, which has added benefits. It's got the vitamin C added, the ginger, the turmeric, the elderberry in here to help with your immunities too. So Harry likes the berry. I like the pineapple orange. And you guys, we have discounts for Keto Chow and Real-Lite down below. We also have Adapted Nutrition, which has really, really good. If you don't like the salt taste at all, this is the one you want. It's a very mild taste.
Well, I can't see the label. That's the back.
Honey, I can't tell what's the front.
You gotta look at where the front is before you show it to everybody.
Just get mad at me.
Hey, just look and see where the front is before you point it.
No.
Yes.
No, it's your job. You're the cameraman.
No, it's not my job.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm going to take this coffee blender.
I'm going to change the battery.
Okay. So I take my little coffee whipper and we whip this so that everything whips really well before I put the ice cubes in it. When you're dealing with the minerals in the Real-Lite, you're going to get some silica residue in the bottom, and that's fine too. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to get some ice. Our ice maker dispenser doesn't like ice.
Yeah, they're too big. I still got to change all the settings.
Yes, you do.
But then you got to go through all the old ice, see? And I'm not about to throw out the ice. Because we use so much of it.
Well, yeah, because it's over 100 degrees now here in Arizona.
You got to drink here, and you got to take salt.
Yes, you do. You really do. Now I'll put the rest of the water in, and Harry will give it a good shake, and we'll be done with our morning elixir. For those of you who are new and asked, what is in my morning elixir?
That'd
And for those of you who asked, how much MSM Pure horse flakes do we use? We may have 2 of these on average, I think, a day.
Oh, easy. Yeah. Usually in the morning and towards the evening, I'll have another one.
There we go.
Because I actually sleep better if I eat
Yes.
some more.
So, got that. What did we have to eat yesterday? It was perfectly keto. Let me share that with everybody. Tell me where I need to be, Harry.
Right there, just...
Okay. I had 4 ounces of beef and an egg for breakfast. I had 6 ounces of beef and a slice of cheese with a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of pickle, a little bit of mustard. I drove Mom through McDonald's, ordered her a fish sandwich, and she bought me a bunless, I think it was a 1/4 pounder with cheese. Had Keto Chow ice cream, and we had a sweet coffee. Harry had 9 ounces beef and 3 eggs for breakfast. For lunch, he had 6 ounces of steak, 6 ounces of chicken thigh, Keto Chow ice cream for dessert, and he had a sweet coffee as well. I had 10 grams of carbs total, 90 grams of fat total, and 102 grams of protein total for a total of 1,267. Harry had 9 grams of carbs. Sorry, folks, that looks like a 6. 9 grams of carbs, 99 grams of fat, 138 grams of protein, and 1,499 total calories. Is that Amazon?
I don't know.
You have
I'll
something.
take a look.
Anyway, you guys, I want to remind you that everything that you eat or drink the day before, sometimes 2 days prior, exercise, unexpected exercise that is more new or more intense than normal, over-the-counter medicine and prescriptive drugs, allergies, sleep, lack thereof, and stress in your life can all have a direct effect on your water weight.
It all creates inflammation, right?
I am swollen. My hands are swollen. My legs are tight. My back is tight. My face has literally pockets of water on them from a treatment I had. So you guys, I went up a pound. And I know I'm keto. I'm not worried about it. If I've got water in my face and my joints are sore like they are, I know I have inflammation. And I did not get to sleep until almost 3 a.m. last night. Harry stayed the same. But he got PT yesterday. I think you would have gone down with what you had to eat, but you had physical therapy. Right. And he said you were extremely tight.
Well, I was inflamed because I stepped off that.
Yes.
I stepped off
a ledge.
The ledge.
A little like
didn't
a
know
curve.
It was there.
Yeah.
And I walked. It was about 9 inches.
Yeah.
And I stepped right off down onto my newly created leg and hip, and my leg was locked. So I went right down on that thing, and I stood there for a minute waiting to double over in pain, which didn't come. No. In fact,
we were both freaking out over that.
I'm like going, okay, it's going to happen any minute now. And nothing happened. It's just that I got tight there, and I'm all inflamed.
So they worked you out.
Yeah,
they
worked
didn't make you work, do exercises. They just worked
no, I
on...
did exercises.
Did you? Because I wasn't there.
But he made sure that I was totally loose first before he let me do any exercising. Yeah.
Today, you guys, if you're doing the Back on Track for Weight Loss Challenge, today is a 5-2 fasting or intermittent fasting day today, you guys, and you can have any protein powder. It's allowed. Just make sure it fits within your macros. You can have regular ketovore or carnivore food today and take a walk. I will not be walking very far. Not today.
You know, you haven't even yet got to be able to ride your bike.
I know. It
really sucks.
Very sad.
Well, you know, you'll be able to. I mean, every day, every freaking waking moment, to tell you the truth, it all involves your mom right now.
Well, and that's how it should be. She took care of us, me, and raised me from an infant when I was incapable of taking care of myself, and I'm just returning the favor. Yes, I am. But Wendy's going to quit whining now about her back.
I got a lot to say about that.
But anyway... it is 1:30 and we have not broken our fast today, which is a good thing, but we have been eating weird hours. Normally we're done eating by 5. Harry and I usually eat between 4 p.m. and 5. Back in March, from March here, we're eating whenever we can. So that also I think has a direct effect on how you do. And eating out, even though you're eating ketogenic foods, the way they cook them, in the oils they cook them in. I'm sensitive to canola oil and those kinds of things, seed oils, you know, so that doesn't help either. Okay, you guys, I'm going to clear this up. Sorry. And I am swollen everywhere, you guys, and I'm trying. Usually I'm standing up straight and everything. I'm having a hard time with that. But you guys...
Well, we need to quit. You need to sit down.
I got to cook. I got stuff in the refrigerator we've got to finish eating.
I understand that.
I am not going to throw away
You might need to take a break.
Okay, well, you guys, we'll come back in the next segment. Hey, everybody. I am making lunch, and I went through and looked in my refrigerator, got my leftovers, checked my pantry, and I'm kind of making fettuccine noodle-style spaghetti.
Oh,
I'm making a skillet spaghetti. Yes, I am. Now,
and you're using those real noodle thingies?
Yes. I have a tablespoon of olive oil heating in the pan. I have healthy noodles, which you can get at some Costco's. Now,
let me get the label so we can kind of get familiar with it, because these are good.
They are delicious. Now, here's the nutritional label and all the information. Right here.
Well,
can you get get the whole label, because it tells everything. Now, don't come at me because this has soybean fiber powder in it, you guys. Harry and I used to be vegan and vegetarian for 6 years. So if you don't eat soy, don't eat this, because it does have it in. It's water, soybean fiber powder, cellulose, sodium alginate, yam konjac powder, calcium chloride, and salt. It is very, very, very low fat. For 4 ounces, it's 30. Total carbs are 6. Fiber is 6, so that it's total 0 net carbs, 1 protein gram. So I have two packages of the noodles. I took them out and rinsed them
Do they have a funny odor to them?
No, these are not like the
Shirataki or whatever the hell they call it.
Miracle noodles, the shirataki noodles,
Yeah.
which are also made with a konjac root. They don't have that fishy ammonia smell where you have to put water and 2 tablespoons of vinegar in and rinse them to get that odor out. They do not taste like that at all.
Well, they don't smell like that.
So here is
but they
the
taste
noodles.
Fabulous.
They do. Here's the noodles. I washed them and drained them. They just need to be heated. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of bacon. Yes, I said bacon. To 10 ounces of ground beef. Just to get some flavor going with it. Now I'm going to put in my beef. Just to heat that up. This is going to go really fast, you guys. Seriously, because all we're doing is heating and marrying everything. So this is leftover hamburger. It's 10 ounces. 2 packages of my noodles. I'm just putting them right in. I want to let the water get absorbed as it heats. I want to let the water from the noodles, you know, because they're wet, heat up. Now, some things I want to add here because I have Rouse pizza sauce.
Good stuff.
A serving is 1/4 cup. There's 6 servings in here, so I'm going to divide this whole thing by 6 when I do this. Put it into my carb manager and figure out macros per serving. I have a little bit of garlic because I love garlic. If you have a garlic,
and it keeps you know who away.
Yeah, Mr. Vampire. I have a little bit more oregano. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more oregano on here. And Italian seasoning, excuse me, it's Italian seasoning. And I'm going to mix this all up. And I'm going to let this marry in the pan for about 5 minutes. Guys, we'll come back when it's spaghetti. Yes, indeed. You guys, I am going to put a splash of Leanne Perrin's Worcestershire sauce on here. Worcestershire sauce.
No matter how many times you guys try to tell us how to say it, it just doesn't come out right.
Wendy can't do it. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on here just to give it a little salty deliciousness. I'm also going to put a little bit of ketchup. Yes, I said ketchup. Just to give it that little bit of sweetness.
What kind of ketchup is it?
That's about 1/4 cup. It is Primal organic ketchup. No sugar added. Just to give it just that little bit of sweetness that I like in mine. I just put a tablespoon of chives in. I'm going to put organic seasoned salt in. And a little bit of onion powder or onion granules. I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Just a little bit. Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup.
I love that for texture.
Texture, flavor, deliciousness.
Yep.
I'm just gonna give this a quick stir and then it's gonna be ready to plate, you guys. There, I like that. Okay, there we go. Let's get, excuse me, Sally girl. This is not something you're gonna like very well.
God, that smells so freaking good.
Can you hand me a paper towel?
Yeah.
This one didn't get very much. There. Make it pretty. Make it pretty. Put just a drizzle of the Parmesan cheese on top.
I must. Got it in the tiny French plates today.
And just a little bit of, I have cilantro, which is fine, parsley or cilantro, just to make it pretty. You guys, there you have it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Homemade spaghetti. Yes, indeed, with bolognese sauce on delicious fettuccine noodles. Anyway, you guys know what that means. Gotta eat now. Gotta cover this and get it off the fire. Okay, you guys, I am going to make our second most favorite bread in the entire universe. At least we think so, besides my high protein buttermilk bread, which is #1. We both said, man, we need some good butter garlic bread with this, or toast with this, and we didn't have any, so I said, you know what, I gotta make some more bread anyway. We'll have it for the next time. So you guys, I have the recipe written 2 ways. It is Wendy's high protein savory BBBE bread with, you can make it with raw egg whites, raw egg yolk, and real cooled melted butter. Or you can make it the other way, which is with high protein egg white powder, egg yolk powder, and butter powder. I'm doing it the second way. And I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna pin it to the top of the comments so you guys can see both ways to make it. It tastes the same, it just depends on where you live, in what country, and what products you can get a hold of. So I'm leaving that up to you as to which recipe you're using. So, I have 1.5 cups water right here. I'm gonna put that in the bowl, in my mixing bowl. And in this bowl that we add in after the egg whites are stiff, all of any products that have fats in them have to go in after you have stiff peaks. Okay, that would be your butter and your egg yolks, and then the Keto Chow soup base. So with Keto Chow soup base, if you don't want to use Keto Chow soup base, you can use powdered bone broth. I would use the serving size of bone broth. You can also use beef gelatin and put 1 or 2 tablespoons full of that in here instead. You also don't even have to add this if you don't want to, but it does give you extra protein, gives you extra flavor. Bone broth is delicious in it, powdered bone broth, and so is the gelatin. So you guys, I am using Keto Chow because I love Keto Chow. I use Keto Chow, and that's what I am using. This is the bone broth, powdered beef protein, powdered beef bone broth version. So I don't need to weigh it. I'm just gonna put it in a little bowl. If you had a scoop, you would weigh it. I'm gonna zero this out, and I'm gonna change it to grams, because I'm going to use 6 grams of egg yolk powder. It's usually about a tablespoon. So if you do a tablespoon and kind of knock it in carefully. There you go. Went a little bit over. First you go under, then you go under. So this, I want 6 ounces of my butter. And let's say you want to do the powdered egg white powder, but you don't have any powder butter, use the real. You can swap it out, the whole egg yolk versus egg yolk powder. You can switch out the powdered butter for an real tablespoon of cooled liquid butter. So just note that, okay? So this needs 6 grams or a tablespoon. There we go. No, just one. Okay, so I'm putting this aside. In my bowl, I'm going to put organic Redmond seasoning salt. If you don't have it, use your favorite or just use plain good Himalayan salt or real salt. You don't have to use the Redmond. I like it because I think it just gives it oomph to us, huh, Harry?
Yep.
So I need 1/4 of a tablespoon. And that can go either in the original or it can just go right in here. So I'm just putting it into the water. That's fine. There's no fats in it, so it can go with that. It'll whip just fine. I need a tablespoon of cream of tartar. Some people get away with using a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. It's up to you. I think I like the way mine whips with a teaspoon. So it's up to you. It helps it helps keep the egg white stiff. So I've got that in my water. Teaspoon. This is almost totally done. I've gone through a pound in about 8 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Months. Yeah, so it lasts
the bag
a
will
long
wear
time.
out before you
Yes, it does.
get rid of all the contents.
So, allulose, I have gone from 1/4, originally when I first started making the bread, 1/4 of a cup down to 1 tablespoon. That's all you need, you guys. It's just 1 tablespoon of allulose. It works, it browns it, gives it all the things you need from allulose, and it's cheaper just using a tablespoon. Just a level tablespoon. Now, on the egg white protein powder, I think you should weigh this because this stuff, if you put too much in, it's gonna make a styrofoamy taste. So I am putting in 120 grams. There we go, see right down here? Look on the scale. That's 120 grams. Now I'm gonna blend this all. I'm gonna get it started. Once I get it up to speed, so it's not making a mess. I'm gonna blend this for about 5 minutes on high, you guys, or until I have stiff peaks. So now I am going to add the butter powder, the egg yolk powder, or the liquid egg yolk and liquid cool butter.
If you were using liquid.
The gelatin or the bone broth or the keto chow right now in here.
That was really confusing.
Well, because I told him I have 2 recipes.
Right. So depending on the recipe you're using,
That would depend on the recipe you're using. I'm going to turn this on high for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is where you would put the fats in, is at the end. Depending on which recipe you use, it would either be the powdered fats or it would be the whole liquid fats. Okay, you guys, hold on to your ears. I'm going to whack this against the side. Now, you can use leftover parchment paper. Don't throw it away every time. Also come in and scrape the sides. Make sure you get down to the bottom of your bowl. Using the bone broth usually makes your egg whites an off-white coloring. So if you see any white streaks, that's just plain egg whites. And you want to make sure you stir that and incorporate that in gently. Just fold it in so that it's nice and mixed, so you don't have any white streaks in your bread that tastes like styrofoam, because that can happen. Make sure you get all the powder. And this just turns out so nice. Look at this. Look at the texture. Oh yeah, I love the texture. Love it. I'm gonna put my clips off. Just helps hold it until I get some weight in the pan. You want to push your batter or dough, whichever way you want to call it. A dough, I think, is made with a grain and this is more of a, I don't know. Call it what you want. It's bread. Our version of a bread dough. Huh, Harry?
Yep.
This is going to be a huge loaf of bread. This
a good one for sandwiches.
This is, and that's why I want it too, for sandwiches. It's getting warm weather here. Now that we have Mom moved in and we're not going to be out and about, I want to be able to eat more at home because prices at restaurants are horrible. Yes, they're necessary and they're fun to go to, but man, can it get expensive, huh, Harry?
Oh yeah.
So I just push this in. Make sure I'm trying to get rid of some of the big bubbles in the bottom without dropping the batter down. Because look at this, you guys. Woo, man. This is going to be lovely. This is going to be beautiful. Now that it's warm and dry here, bread does so good in Arizona in dry heat. It's when you are in cold, damp environment that the egg whites don't hold their shape as well. Sometimes they refuse to get stiff peaked. Just be patient with them. You may need to beat them longer. Remember, if you're in a higher elevation, mountain elevation is going to have issues sometimes too, and you just need to bake it a little longer as well. The higher the elevation above sea level you are, the longer it takes for water to boil, for instance. Same thing with bread. It takes a little bit longer for the bread to cook. Making sure it's in from the sides because I don't want it to fall out the sides. Okay, guys, let's put this loaf of bread in a heated 325-degree oven for 40 minutes. Oven's preheated, 325, 40 minutes. On your mark, get set, go. Let's come back when it's bread. Perfect timing. Turn off the oven.
Your bread timer is done.
Stop timer. Sorry about that, folks. Here is the bread. Yes, indeed. 40 minutes at 325. And it is absolutely beautiful every time, isn't it, Marty?
Yep.
Look at that. Woo, woo. Man, does that look delicious. It smells like bread in here too, which is phenomenally interesting.
Yeah,
that it
is.
smells like bread.
It does.
Because
It's
it
weird.
does. It smells like a bakery. If you were walking by my kitchen early in the morning and my window was open, you'd go, she's making bread.
Oh yeah. Easy.
But you guys can smell it. Yeah, what I like the most about using a metal pan and using parchment paper is the ease in which you can just lift your pan right out. Fresh from the oven. Fresh from the oven. If you're using the, then you can reuse your paper. And this bread is so pretty. That is a beautiful.
Kind of hot, huh?
Yeah. Gotta use my little ones. That is a beautiful loaf of bread. Yes, indeed. And this is my second most favorite. It's the BBBE bread. They're both tied, but the buttermilk gives you just a little bit of sourdough. This is pure white Wonder Bread deliciousness. So good, you guys. So I'm gonna let this set, and I've decided, because we're gonna start eating from home again, yes indeed, I do have meat, which is my steak. I've got leftovers of my spaghetti, and I am going to make another batch of my high protein mocha coffee mousse.
Oh, I love this stuff.
So you guys give me 1 second, come right back in the next segment, and we'll make some mocha high protein mocha coffee mousse. Yes, indeed. For my high protein mocha coffee mousse, you're going to need 2 cups of egg whites, 12 ounces of black coffee, 1 packet or scoop of mocha keto chow. Now you can use, if you don't like keto chow, you can use your favorite chocolate protein powder and use whatever 1 portion is. You can use Equip, you can use Quest, you can use Isopure, Bob Evans, whatever flavor you can get. Chocolate will work. And then you can just add like a teaspoon of espresso to it to make it more coffee-like when you do the recipe. But I am using mocha keto chow. You can use the chocolate keto chow as well. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. You're gonna need 1, here it is. 1 teaspoon of beef gelatin. I use Zint brand. And you can find all this stuff on our Loving It on Keto Amazon store, which is down in the description, the link. I am going to use Sprouts Organic Cocoa Powder. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder just to give it a more cocoa intense flavor. And 1.5 teaspoons of stevia, liquid stevia. I'm using English toffee because I also decided this time, besides 1 teaspoon of vanilla, I am going to use the Grimberry Samoan Dreams. Do you ever get the Samoan cookies, Girl Scout cookies? It's coconut caramel wrapped in a creamy chocolate flavor, right? Well, that's what I am using. And if you guys use Gremlin on Grimberry Farms, you'll get a 5% discount. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Anything that we have that we can get you a discount code for. So let's get started. I have got my pan sprayed with a little bit of avocado oil. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And I am going to put in 2 cups, and I'm using Bob Evans egg whites in the pan. I don't want to burn them or discolor them. I want to get them just firm enough that they will go into my pudding, but moist. They stay moist. So there's 1. I gotta get some more. I looked and I remembered I had this, and I wanted to make sure I used it before the expiration date. You know, I bought all this food and we haven't been eating it, so we've got to use it. Of course, I can't get this open. There we go. Just 2 full cups. If you have eggs, you can split them yourself and just use 2 cups of egg. There you go. While that is cooking, I am gonna put the egg whites away so they stay refrigerated. And I need 12 ounces of cool, it can be room temperature or cold refrigerated coffee. And this is Arbuckle's, you guys. I need 12 ounces. There we go. Or 1.5 cups. Sorry, Harry, it's my hands. Right here. 1.5 cups into a blender. I am going to get a teaspoon. I'm going to get a teaspoon and put a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Make sure, I like organic myself. Frontier is a good brand. I'm going to put a teaspoon of that in here. I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of the cranberry flavoring, the Samoan Dreams, just about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons of better stevia. Now you guys can use powdered or regular. You can use monk fruit. You can use Swerve. I have better stevia because it's the least amount of carbs. And that's about 1.5 teaspoons, more or less, to your taste, and depending on how your brand of protein powder is sweetened. How sweet is it? And how much sweetener do you like? So get your eggs, kind of scrape them from the bottom. See how they're doing? You guys can cook your egg whites any way you want to. Some people have a instant pot. You can put a bowl in the bottom and steam them, but just get them cooked moist. You don't want them overcooked right now. So in here, into my mixture, that was silly of me. I put my teaspoon away. Oh well. 2 teaspoons of the cocoa powder of your choice. Excuse me. Do not want it overcooked. So quickly put your mocha in, or your chocolate, you know, whatever protein powder you're using, and then a teaspoon. Here, let me stir this. That is perfect. Perfect. Teaspoon of gelatin. Just a teaspoon. You do not have to bloom it. And just put this on low. Get this blended. Now you just want to add your egg whites to this. It's going to get hot being blended anyway, and we're going to refrigerate this, so don't worry that your egg whites are hot. That's not an issue. and I don't have room. Here, let me watch yourself, Harry. It's hot oven. Well, my hands aren't working very well today. There you go. Get that all in. Put your egg white in. Put it up here. Start it on low. Kind of get the egg whites going. Kind of blend it gently up higher. Stop it a minute, scrape the sides down with any egg whites or any batter that didn't get mixed when you first put everything in. And then you're just going to blend this for a minute or so, you guys, to get so that you don't see any egg on the sides of your dish. And it just gets all blended together. So I'm going to start this out slow. I like really blending it on high and whipping it and getting that air into it. And the reason for that is it makes it more moussey.
Yeah, it does. Really good.
Than pudding-y. It's just delicious. I have a container that I can refrigerate. You could put this in parfait dishes. You can make it as fancy as you wanted to. Individual servings. You could use ramekins. But I am just putting it in here because I know this is 4 servings. So all I have to do is draw a line through it and quarter it. And Harry and I will each have a serving. So this is ready to go in the refrigerator, you guys. Look how smooth, rich, and delicious it already is. Again, if you make this with a different protein powder, you know, just taste according as you go, because it could need more or less sweeteners depending on how sweet you want it and how sweet your protein powder of your choice is. But I love Keto Chow. You guys all know that. We love it. It's easy. And this pudding is pretty much foolproof. And it is absolutely so good. Harry gets to lick the paddle. Yep. He does. It's kind of already getting very moussey-like inside. Cover it, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Anyway, you guys, we'll be back in the next segment. Well, everybody, I felt really great. It was great to be back in the kitchen cooking again, making some homemade bread, making some mousse, and all the delicious things. No more whining, Wendy, no more whining. My back is loosened up a little bit, but it's still very, very tight.
You need to sit
My face is still swollen. It is 4:06. So we're going to head and close out the video. You guys, tomorrow is another BBBE day. No added dairy, which is a good thing because we have steak we need to eat that is cooked. But otherwise than that, I'm pretty well caught up for the day. You guys, please remember to like, subscribe, ring that little bell. Give us a thumbs up. We'll see you right here tomorrow. I guess Sal, oh, I think I hear somebody.
Yep, I just heard her.
Where are you, Sal? Come on, come say goodnight.
Look, there she is.
She was sleeping.
She was sleeping, I could tell.
Long puppy down time.
Yeah,
Can you say goodnight? That's a good
it?
night.
That's it, huh? That's it, good as you're going to get? One more time? Can you do it one more time?
Good girl.
Okay. All right.